Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Drivers Inc. Racing League for Race 3 of the inaugural season.
Turn 2, there's like a hill that if you catch that wrong, like you're going around. And that's that might be the theme of the day is these kind of self spins coming out of the corner. We've seen some guys doing it in practice, just pushing out of these corners hard, seeing how much grip they have. But yeah, that could be the story for the day.
Yeah, it really could. I am expecting a lot of loose moments. Honestly, Dalton, this was a race back in the day that was concerning for cautions as it was. It was often a messy one. And man, this place feels a lot harder to drive than it did back in the day. So I'm curious to see how these boys can do this, Dalton. I have all the faith in the world in this league. They've shown us all season what they're capable of. We've gone caution-free before, but this ain't Kansas anymore.
No, it's not, Zach. This is Iowa. I don't know how far is Iowa from Kansas?
Jeez, that's a part of the country I've yet to be to. We're two California boys. We're asking the wrong guys.
Yeah, we're above it all, aren't we?
Let's not say that. I mean, they already think we think that, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I actually have been to.
Have you?
No, I haven't been to Iowa. I've driven through Kansas, which is, to be fair, that's what most people do in Kansas is drive through. But,
so I've heard.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah, I am being as nice as I could possibly be right now. Okay?
You are. I will give you that credit. Well, one thing that the admins of this league were nice about when it comes to the difficulty of this racetrack is the temperature here today. I mean, they're not God. They don't control the temperature entirely as much as they act like it, right? But 77 degrees out today, which was about what it was last week. But the big difference here, Dalton, not anywhere near as humid. And because of that, actually, it is more humid. So I don't know why, actually. But because of that, or because of any reason, I don't know, it is not hot on the racetrack today. Only 85 degrees on this racetrack. So if there is any saving grace, there will be grip availables, which I think to me what that means, Dalton, is that darker part of the racetrack, that newly paved part, is going to be ultra grippy, but it's going to make that transition on the old part of the racetrack, the part that I guess they ran out of pavement, that much looser, that much harder to get the car or continue to throttle up through there.
Yeah, even though it feels like there's going to be grip right now at the start of this thing, even there's going to be even more grip later on in this thing. So I think, yeah, something to pay attention to will be if we get these restarts at the end of the race, or in the middle or towards the later parts of this race. If we start getting those late restarts, the winners are going to be the guys who remember that, and they know that they can send it in a little deeper as the sun sets.
I totally agree. This is another one of those transition races. That is what this league voted for, and that is what the admins are giving them. So by the time this thing is over, we should see the lights on. I don't know how much darkness will be racing underneath or under Dalton. It does stay light for a while here in Iowa, but it will certainly be lighter. Darker, and it will be cooler. So we will have to see what what role that plays in the race. So before we get to qualifying, we promised you guys standings this week, did we not? So we deliver. Here you guys go. These are after 2 races, so a lot still to be played in. And just for everyone's information, including the drivers, the fans of this league, the drop race, which there's going to be 1 drop race. I think today's turnout solidifies that, Dalton. 20 drivers here today, so this will be a 1 drop race season. So that will come into play after start 5, so halfway through the season, or I should say race 5, doesn't matter how many starts you have. After race 5, we will begin to count that drop race. So this is without that counting, so this could definitely mix up, but as of right now, you have a league admin, Zach Panzarella, last week's winner at Pocono, and also collected a top 5 at Daytona, currently our points leader. And then in second place, another winner, Dalton, the guy who won the first race of the season, also collected the stage. Actually, that's a funny theme right there. You see both guys who are 1-2 in the standings right now collected the stage and the win, respectively, at both races that they won in this season. Third place, Mr. Consistency, Matt Novella, but I don't see him in our lineup here yet, Dalton. We have a little bit left to practice here, but if Novella's going to show up, he's going to have to do that soon. Currently the leader for DDI Vortex. In fourth place, we have Mark Zab. Zab doing a great job being consistent. He's dealt with a lot of incidents, not of his doing, but it's not affecting him. And that same thing goes for Patrick Calgill, does it not? Calgill been doing a great job weathering the storm of every race he's been through. Thomas Fox, another very consistent driver, currently tied for Denny Sanchez for the 6th place right now. So we'll have to see. Both of those drivers already in here putting in laps right now. So we'll have to see who's able to come out on top between those two today. And then in 8th place now, since 6th and 7th are tied for that spot, will be a Jonathan Casabir. 9th, the guy sitting right next to me, Dalton Geyer. That great finish at Pocono last week, helping out that 2nd place. And then Glenn Grigsby rounding out the top 10 of our standings right now, Dalton. That would be the chase if we were to start 2 races in and we were crazy.
Yeah, that'd be quite a choice. But yeah, I think the thing that kind of sticks out to me about that is, didn't it just really seem like that 10 car, like Cody Matthews, was just unreachable after one race,
right?
And now it didn't even take one race before we're back to having it just be super close. And I think that's, I guess that kind of speaks to, so it's full season,
Right, especially with no win you're in. I mean, even Panzarella and Matthews, like you said, they can't even get comfortable, even with those wins. They are not locked into the chase by any means, and it's only 50 points, or under 50 points, separating them from out the chase. So it's still all to play for, Dalton, like you said, and that drop race is going to really, really play into a lot of guys' hands. What I always think about a drop race, Dalton, like every league I sign up for, you and I are very picky about the leagues we run in, but when I do sign up for one, I try to show up to every race in the season. I don't join a league willy-nilly. So when I have a drop race available to me, that to me is not a race I miss if I can help it, right? I want that to be my worst finish of the season.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to leave that to a race that I miss. I mean, sometimes you have no choice though. And yeah, I think some guys are on vacation this week. They're the way spending time with the family, as you do,
as you should.
And but it does stink to have to use that on that. But sometimes that's just just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's a funny thing. I mean, not to salt the wound of someone who I know watches these broadcasts, but the one time I beat Patrick Calgo for a championship, Dalton, I needed my drop race to beat him, and my drop race was 9th place, and Patrick's was 32nd. And then he also had a 25th, and I still barely beat him. It just goes to show how valuable that drop race can be for someone who is consistent, and that is what we're seeing a lot of already in this league. I mean, when I say that too, I mean, I'm not trying to make big assumptions after 2 races. I'm saying after 5. We've gotten to know these guys with those 3 exhibitions as well, and it's a lot of the same guys, and a lot of them I'm seeing really know how to get through a season like this. And I just can't wait until we're later in the season and we're looking at this, and we'll probably be looking at this order and kind of giggling about how much things have changed. One thing I want to spotlight before we move on real quick is the guys on the outside looking in, because they're not far out at all. Only 2 points for Graham McGivern until he'd be in the chase. Dylan Schmidt, same for him. He is tied with Graham McGivern in that 11th place spot. So those guys only 2 points behind Grigsby. If they have a better day than him today, they are looking at being into the chase. Juan Delgado isn't far behind at all either. He's only 2 points behind that group. So Juan Delgado is only 4 points. I love these guys too, Dalton, and I love how early the season is right now, because the math is really easy right now. So only 4 points right now separating Delgado from the chase. A lot of DDI guys, if we're being honest, on the outside looking in, because next up is another DDI guy. It's Alex Hillman. Alex Hillman is only 4 points behind Delgado, so keeping up the theme. And tied with him is his long-lost brother. Added an extra N and took my first name, Zach Hillman from DMZ Motorsports. He is very, very close. So this is all to play for, Dalton, all the way down to 20th. And everyone on this list that isn't named Matt Novella, I see here right now putting down practice laps.
Yeah, you know, that's the other thing about the drop races. Once that kicks in, those guys that did miss races, all of a sudden we're gonna see them kind of climb back up the leaderboard, because they're gonna be on an even playing field as far as their race counts, or their race counted, and we're gonna be looking at this after that drop week kicks in. We're gonna be saying where'd that guy come from?
Oh yeah,
and we'll be like, oh, he missed a race, and so, yeah, he's back in it.
It's so true. And yeah, it's often like the really, really fast guys. Like, speaking of Cody Gibson, we haven't seen much of him this season. I don't know if we saw him in an exhibition at all. Yeah, he's been in the Discord. He claimed his number. He wanted to run number 5. He signed up for the league, and that was enough to get your spot on this roster going into the season. But man, that guy in practice in this league also ran a couple pit parties today, and that number 5 truck, he looks scary. We'll have to see what happens here in qualifying. Right now, our eyes are on Alex Hillman. He was also quick in practice.
You could see that. You could see through the practice session, Alex Hillman and Cody Gibson kind of trading that fastest lap back and forth. I think they'll definitely be 2 to watch here.
And then another guy to watch will be this guy. I mean, he's going to be a guy to watch every day he shows up, Stephen Kirby. And one of the scariest things about a driver, Dalton, or a driver that I consider better than me, with Kirby, is when they say, "Oh, I don't like this track." What does that mean to you?
That means see you in victory lane, buddy.
Yep, that means I'm getting my ass kicked tonight at a track I like. And maybe he doesn't, as Kirby gets loose on his last qualifying lap there. And that's going to be it for Kirby's effort. But again, we'll see what happens in the long run. That guy too, Dalton, we've seen it already. Has a win in one of the exhibition races, but also, man, his long run speed is something special. I mean, we'll see how much that matters today. As you see, that was Zab right there getting the wall. If this is any sign of things to come, Dalton, this is qualifying. There's nobody around these guys. Here's Zach Hillman. He almost gets the wall. He stays off of it right there. Hopefully that's a good lap for him. We'll take a look at Patrick Calgill here now. But man, Dalton, I'm nervous. I feel like this could be a messy one.
It certainly could be. And actually, I'm
the man himself, Cody Gibson.
Yeah. Let's see if that practice speed translates.
Oh, it looks like he was actually wrapping up his effort. I apologize, and I guess I'll spoil it for you. That was the fastest time so far. Cody Gibson with a heater there, as hot as that, as the flavor on that truck right there, Dalton. Says the whole field.
Is that the Wait, is that the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, or is that just
That was
just the regular Cheeto?
I guess let's speculate before we get to that. I think it actually was regular Cheetos. We'll find out. And here's Brendan Lolis. Lolis also looked really quick in practice, Dalton. And he's looked quick everywhere. This is somebody who we picked up in the 3rd exhibition race, and he was really fast in that one. Daytona, he was up front all race. Didn't get the finish he wanted, and then had some bad luck at Pocono from what I can remember Lolis did. But this is someone that I'm looking for. Like you said, maybe he's already gotten his drop race out of the way, and now we're about to see the real Brendan Lolis.
Yeah, Pocono, he had that. I think he had technical difficulties leading into the race.
Right.
Missed the first 10 or so laps.
He was the never say die.
Got like 5 of them back. But I'm looking right now.
That looked like a fast lap, Dalton.
Yeah, that's.
It is.
Let's see, where's that?
That's gonna put Lois 4th ahead of Panzarella, and behind Alex Hillman. So. I mean, practice weirdly kind of giving a sign of things to come here. And oh wow, we got someone special out here. Look who's on screen, Dalton. Look at that.
Good old Jerry Rose.
Mean Gene Money. Likes this guy a lot.
He does.
Yep, he does.
Yes, one of Mean Gene Money's are
a big fan.
Great, just a awesome colleague of ours. He's a big fan of this guy.
He is, and I see why. A lot of talent in this 51 truck. Excited to have him here in the DDIRL. We saw him in 1 or 2 exhibition races, and he's been showing signs of improvement. So this guy comes from the BRL Cup Series, actually. And man, has he been showing all signs of life over there, Dalton. He has been so quick over there in that Sunday Cup Series recently. We're going to miss being over there. We actually are taking a... Whoa, as Jerry gets loose out of that. And we're actually... Let's take a quick look at that. And not to bully Jerry, just because this is what we're going to see over and over again today, Dalton. And it's this transition out of the dark stuff right here. And watch how it just upsets his car instantly. Nothing that 51 can do. Actually does an amazing job gathering it back up.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you feel like getting tight, so you kind of counter steer it to the left a little bit, but then if you're doing that on corner exit, the car's just not going to like that, and that'll send you down the track. And I think we're going to see that happen to a lot of people today. Yeah,
I would not be surprised at all if we do. On screen now, Colton Easterday. Colton Easterday, I mean, he's been a steady presence. He showed up to I believe, all 3 exhibition races, and he's been up front in just about every race. Oh, as Easterday gets ultra loose. I mean, I don't think that's going to hurt.
Whoa.
He still is going to put it 10th place, but that's going to kill his second lap. That thing is long gone, so good thing he got it across the start-finish line there to complete that lap, and I'm sure scrubbing off a little bit of speed, so we'll have to see if that 95 has more speed today than that qualifying time would indicate. But Easterday, he's been up front. He was battling for that 3rd place spot late in the race at Pocono last week, where he got into a little bit of trouble with Zach Hillman. Zach Hillman actually one of 2 drivers this week on a 1-race probation, alongside with Jonathan Case of Beer of the team DDI Vortex team. Just a 1-race probation. If they get out of here without anything going wrong, then that 1-race probation would go away. And if they were to make another were to have another assigned caution later in the season, that process would just restart. So all those 2 guys need to focus on is getting out here clean. That is Zach Hillman and Jonathan Case of Beer. But I would think one thing Colton Easterday is focused on right here, Dalton, is a finish that indicates the speed that 95 has shown for these first 5 races, exhibitions included.
Yeah, that first exhibition looked like he was gonna kind of run away with it. Had that unfortunate mishap on pit road, got caught speeding, but then the 2 races in the regular season so far just haven't gone his way. I think got caught in that last lap wreck that collected everybody.
Yeah.
At Daytona, and then last week, unfortunately, just had that kind of dust up with I think it was the 3 Zach Hillman, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And that just
Yeah, it was Hillman. That's the probation, right? It was Hillman.
Killed the car and had to tow, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll see if we can get back on the right track here in Iowa.
And it looks like we have a minute left in qualifying. Our results will be in here soon, and they will be official. But in this last minute, just want to let you guys know we will be dropping the DDI merchandise just like we promised last week. We'll be showing that to you guys around the stage. 75. That'll be lap 75. 150 laps scheduled for this race today if we do not go to overtime. So around lap 75, there will not be a caution, but if things are calm enough, that is when we're planning on showing to you guys. If we get as many cautions as we're assuming we may get, Dalton, then we may show it earlier. But we'll see about that. But don't worry, that DDIRL merch is coming for you guys today, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to show it to you guys. I'm the one who helped make it. But Dalton, you've seen it. You excited to show it to these guys?
Am I excited, Zach? I am. I am through the roof. I'm ready to show these guys this merch. Ready to hopefully get it into some of these guys' hands. Should they be should they want it? Should they approve? And well, we know one person who's definitely getting some merch. That's our Daytona winner, Cody Matthews. But yeah.
Yeah, and Cody Matthews has already picked out his shirt, so I will show you guys which one that was. Qualifying is complete. I will get those results up for you guys right now. And oh man, I don't know why it always wants to show us the beginning. Maybe that's just the way to go. But I guess it was the suspense. No surprise there if you're watching practice. Cody Gibson puts it on the pole in his debut DDIRL race. Alongside him will be Alex Hillman, only 4 thousandths off. So Hillman just as much speed in that 08 car. Third place will belong to Danny Sanchez. Fourth, Brandon Lolis. Fifth will be Zach Panzarella. Sixth, Patrick Calgill. Seventh, Dalton Geyer. Eighth, Stephen Kirby. Ninth, Colton Easterday. And 10th will belong to Jonathan K. Sabir.
And down in 11th, we got Cody Matthews. 12th, we got Dylan Schmidt. 13th, Zach Hillman. 14th, Christopher Calgill. 15th, Graham McGivern. 16th, Juan Delgado. 17th, we got Jerry Rose. 18th, Brandon Ibarra. 19th, Glenn Grigsby. 20th, Mark Zab, who I think we saw in qualifying. I think he might have scrubbed the wall.
I think he may have lost this time. Yeah, wow.
And rounding out the field, down in 21st place, Lucky 21, Lucky 57, little Tommy Fox.
T-Fox, baby. 21 cars here in a week where we were concerned about how many drivers we'd have here to Dalton, but this league, we just got to start trusting these guys because they know what they're doing and they care about this league. And one more guy cares about this league that we are just so lucky that he cares so much. I don't know how we get him.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
Right before he hopped on the RV for his 4th of July weekend, we got him, Dalton.
Thank goodness.
What
honestly
would we do without this man? Honestly. But here we are lining it up, getting ready. Looking at my cameras available to me. Not as many as I'm used to be honest, Dalton. I can't spoil these guys as much as I like to. But it's going to be Cody Gibson for the DDIRL Korn 150. 150 laps around this racetrack. It's going to be a brutal one. I'm excited, Dalton.
Brutal is certainly the word, I think. We'll see when that first caution comes. We'll see how slippery this racing surface is. It's anything can happen here.
Yeah, it really can. So again, that dark area you see right there, the guys in the top lane right there, kind of even straddling it here under caution. That's where the grip is. The second you fall out of that, that's where things get messy. Pace car is off the racetrack, and it's going to be Cody Gibson in his debut race leading them to the green flag. And we are green here for race 3 of the DDIRL, here for the DDIRL Korn 150 at Iowa. Cody Gibson to go to the inside. Alex Kilman going to try to follow him closely on the outside. You got Sanchez, Lois, and Panzarella closely behind them. So far, so good, Dalton, out of turn 2.
See Sanchez falling to the kind of lower line down there. Trying to get back to Hillman. Kind of a breakaway here to start this thing with Gibson and Hillman. They were the class of the field in practice. See if that continues to be the case here as we start this race.
One thing I'm also curious about, Dalton, is you even saw it in qualifying, the differentials in lap times. We did not get a chance to talk about that. They were far, far more than I'm used to seeing at a short track. About 23-second lap times here, and we were seeing 3,000s, 4,000s separating, or I should say hundreds, I'm sorry, separating first place to fifth place when it comes to qualifying times. This field could get strung out quickly if we were to stay green somehow for 10, 15 laps.
Yeah, that's something I meant to point out is, yeah, looking at those qualifying times from the first time to the last time, there's a good 1 second spread, and you know, you have every other variety of time in between. But yeah, a lot of, yeah, very, very spread out here as far as pace goes, I think.
Yeah, it really is. And right now you can tell everyone trying to get comfortable, trying to settle in. But even then, oh man, looks like Lolis looking to the inside there on Cowgill, trying to make a pass. That would be for fourth place, not able to make it happen. And I think that the bottom line, Dalton, in practice, it looked to be where you want to be if you're running by yourself. But man, I'm sure the top will be a great place to defend solely because you need that whole racetrack. Oh boy, to throttle up. Sanchez with a big loose moment. And because of that, you even saw Cowgill behind him with that really, really dirty, filthy air affecting him. That might be something to look out for today as well.
Yes, sir. And then you look.
That car is glowing.
You see the light of God hitting that car
straight up.
Back
okay, it looks better now. I don't know what it is about that camera angle, but I something about that car. I think it's blessed by somebody today as it hits the wall.
I think it's. Is there a spec map on that thing?
There is.
I think that's what's going on.
I have that, and I guarantee you, if we look at Graham McGivern, we have the same thing going on. Yep. Damn it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I suck.
They are glowing.
That's the type of
glowing, maybe.
Join Daily Drivers Inc. And that's that type of beautiful camera angle you could, or I would say paint you can get. As oh man, Matthews, Schmidt, and Zach Hillman battling it out here.
Yeah, these are 4 guys that we expect to have some speed.
Loose off is Schmidt. Woo.
Really got to be careful. He's looking for that side draft. Hillman trying to send it around the outside. There's a lot. You know, they didn't really take away all the kind of multi-groovedness of this track.
Multi-groovedness, I like that term.
Yeah, you can still. I mean, you have to get it down onto that asphalt, but it as long as you're down there, you can make that kind of middle upper lane work.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, you don't have to turn the wheel as much if you're using that, and it makes it easier to get that last little bit of grip up on top that you see where it extends out onto the straightaway.
Dalton, I would argue they added more multi-groovity to this racetrack. Oh my goodness! As Matthews, we got 3 wide at Iowa. I don't think there's that many grooves, as Zach Hillman says. Actually, maybe there isn't. Matthews looking aggressive early on here, only 10 laps into this race, and he's a little bit of a bumper there. Actually, I don't know if it was a bumper, but wow! I think a lot of these guys trying to put pressure on too, right?
Yeah, for sure. These 3 right here, it's kind of a dogfight. It's actually pulling Chris Cowgill back into it, I think.
It is. You're right.
Yeah, Zach Hillman looking at these 2 side by side and saying, "Come on, figure it out, guys. Let me get by whichever one of you is going to lose this battle."
Schmidt, actually, watch Schmidt's line here, Dalton. Look at how he's able to wrap the bottom. If you're by yourself, that little extension on the top that they inexplicably made, something that you kind of want to take advantage of, but Schmidt was doing a great job there. He's going to do it again here. Hugging the bottom, and watch his exit. That's interesting. Oh, didn't work that time, though.
That's why that's dangerous down there, is if you're if you're trying to take that lower line, you're kind of sometimes you lose track of the fact that you're still turning the wheel and you're full throttle, and it can get very loose down there, and that's part of why it's so hard to complete those passes.
I really do think also, yeah, that really is the part of the track that really seems to tease you with that new paving, is that very bottom, because that dark stuff, Dalton, there's a lot of grip down there. I'm not sure if there's actually a lot of grip or there's just absolutely none on the old racetrack surface. It's one or the other, but there is a false sense of confidence that you may find, I think, on that bottom part there.
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as like when you go to Martinsville, for instance,
right?
And you get stuck up in that top kind of old part of the track, and there's just no grip, and you get freight trained on the by the guys on the bottom. It's not quite that bad. You can still make it work. You don't get thrown up into the wall, but yeah, a lot more speed down in that darker area right now.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's a point in the race, or I should say the run, and maybe that's just my question, where anyone's gonna say intentionally use the old part of the racetrack, like we talked about. The old line here, Dalton, was that top line, really above that top seam. That's still there. So the old IO line is still available to you. And what's also interesting is right there, you saw it in both corners. If you stick on that top line right there, you do end up with some pavement on exit. So maybe that's why they designed it that way. It's interesting.
Sorry, I'm looking at this battle behind here.
Oh, sorry. Let's take a look.
Cowgill and Schmidt. I think those two kind of got into it a little bit last week. Had a bit of a moment. I think they were part of that incident where the caution, I think, happened elsewhere, but that kind of happened simultaneously where these two got into each other.
And then also Tommy Foxtall, and he had an off-track moment, lap 7, where so about 10 laps ago, and he is now all the way back, and he has lost a lot of time. He is seconds back from any pack right now. We talked about separation here, and like we said, only about 23, maybe at this point in the run, 24-second laps. We could see some cars starting to get lapped soon. You see Delgado there behind Fox, and then behind Fox you have one more car, and that's Glenn Grigsby. So these guys, let's see how far back to Cody Gibson. Oh, it's not far.
Yeah, they're going to start lapping these cars quick. You see Hillman still hanging with them. But look back. Look at this top 5 right now. It's 3 of those backpack racing cars.
Yeah. Oh, you see one of them looking for the top 3.
Yeah, Gibson in the lead. You got Sanchez down in 3rd. And you got Lolis.
Looking on the inside.
Trying to take 4th from Cowgill. And I guess speaking of that team, it looks like Ibarra I think it was his turn to have technical difficulties this week.
Yeah.
Unable to grid. But the other 3 guys on this backpack racing team holding down the fort for him, making up 3 of the top 4 drivers right now.
Yeah, so last week kind of felt like the DDI 44 ever coming out party with Panzarella and Geyer going 1-2 and really controlling the latter half of the race, as well as taking home the stage win. This week, man, this is the coming out party for backpack racing. Cody Gibson makes his debut, and he gets the pole. He's the fastest in practice, and he's led every lap of this race. You have Hillman fighting everything he has for DDI. That is DDI Vortex, that he is the leader of that team. And then the rest of the top 5 until you get to the 5th of Cowgill, just all backpack guys again. So what a strong race so far from that team. Clearly put the time in, practiced, and they have a plan, and they are executing so far.
And this is one of those tracks. This is, at least, yeah, compared to, what they call the cookie cutter tracks. I mean, we went to a pretty technical track last week with Pocono, as far as, those are some difficult corners to navigate. But this is kind of a technical track in its own right. Yeah, these guys doing a good job managing the tires so far and really controlling this race.
They really are, and I mean, we are about exactly halfway of what we're expecting to be the fuel capacity these drivers have. We'll have to see what happens there. I mean, Dalton, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a lot of cautions, especially in the early goings of this race. We're getting spread out, so they're gonna get a little bit less likely, I guess you could say. But man, 25 laps. I think a lot of these guys, I mean, you can tell by the runs in practice, no one was planning on this. No one was really practicing long runs like this.
Yeah, you know, looking at the fuel mileage, if you stretched it all the way and, you know, you're pushing as hard as you're normally going to push, you could probably get about 48, 49 laps in a run if you run it almost dry. Obviously, Zach, you can see the problem with that. If you run it dry twice, that's going to take you to lap, what, 98 or so?
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to go 52 laps on that last run without saving a lot of gas.
Yeah, I agree.
But then at the same time, if we do get these cautions that we were thinking we would, I mean, that'll kind of eliminate that worry.
Yeah, I agree. One caution makes everything a lot more simple, especially at this point in the race. It would make things a lot more straightforward for these drivers. But man, if we don't, you're right, Dalton. You've got to start thinking about it before this first stop. If you pit lap 44, 45, man, I don't even want to say 47. That could be enough to dig your grave or at least make your bed, and that'd be the one you're sleeping in. So a lot going on these drivers' minds. I think a lot on top of, like we said, Dylan, I don't think these guys practice. I don't think they're familiar with how these trucks are feeling right now this deep into a run. 30 laps on everybody's tires, guaranteed. This is unfamiliar territory for a lot of these guys, and now they're trying to do some math in their head at the same time. I'm not envious of these drivers.
Yeah, you know, it's probably kind of a peaceful drive at this point, though, because I mean, you know, the cars are spread out. You're just kind of logging your laps away. I guess in my mind, this is, you know, my ideal kind of race.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're nice and kind of relaxed for right now. Just run your laps.
I'm a sucker for races like this, Dalton. This is reminding me, I'm getting some deja vu to our first race in this league, the exhibition race at Kansas. I just love this because it's the most pure form of racing in my opinion, because I mean the biggest reason, especially somewhere like these short tracks, man, the mistakes pile up, and so does the on and off pit road time. We have at least 2 pit stops, maybe 3 for these guys, depending on when you want to do your pit stop if you were to stay green somehow, some way. And there is so much time to be got and lost in that in those cycles. So really the best, the guys willing to take the most risks are the ones who get the fruits of their labor. But right now, man, if we also were to stay green, Dalton, Cody Gibson is really trying to make it a simple situation. Actually, okay, let's settle it right now. That's a regular Cheetos car, isn't it? It's the crispy ones.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
Okay, it's only a matter of time. I'm gonna confirm. Hold on, let's get some close-ups. Oh, it's flaming hot! It's flaming hot!
What a reveal!
Wow! Wow! Even in a tame race, we have thrillers, Dalton. Wow! I mean, also in other news, there's a crazy battle going on for second place.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're about to have a little 3-car battle here.
The backpack takeover.
Yeah, more like like front pack.
All right, Don. You've had 2. As Sanchez is going to look to the inside of Hillman. I mean, so what are we seeing here? As there we go, Sanchez, gorgeous move using that inside. Hillman not able to get the throttle down on the exit. Did Hillman burn his stuff up, or is this backpack team? Did they put in some practice laps? And the DDIRL takeover is underway, as Hillman maybe wants that spot back, but Lolis is there to help.
Yeah, he very well could have burned his stuff up. It's very easy to do when you're in second and you see the leader just getting further and further away. It just, you know, you're chasing that, you know, you're chasing that carrot on the string, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, where'd my tires go?
One thing we're also not talking about is that car on the top of your screen right there. That's Juan Delgado. He's not in second place. These guys are working their way through lap cars already. That is the virtue of a short track where you're putting down laps that are sub 25 seconds.
Zach Hillman's on pit road.
Oh, Hillman. Oh, the other Hillman is. Let's take a look at that. There he is, Zach Hillman. That's our earliest car that I can see.
Oh, he's gone.
And it's gone. Zach Hillman out of the race early. Seeing if there's an incident we may have missed. Not one that I can see. I see a lot of people were passing.
Cowgill down pit road. Patrick Cowgill.
Yeah, we do have Patrick Cowgill. And I do see that Cowgill actually should have some damage on that car. Oh!
Oh!
Cowgill spins coming into pit road. We're all over the language of English today, aren't we, Dalton? It's almost like I went to school for that.
Zach, you know what? I gotta wonder. Yeah, is this just a stop for tires and fuel? Or is he getting that damage repaired? Does this car need some new metal?
I think it may. I think this car may need some new metal, as I have
some new metal here in the Korn 150.
Oh God, I see what you just did.
I've been thinking about that for the last several hours.
Well, I think, Dalton, if he had continued to have driven that truck with all that damage, it would have been like a freak on a leash. And it would have been really, really hard to have kept it going straight. If we're doing that, I am too.
Sure. No, I want you to.
All right.
Come play with me. Come play with me, Zach. I am the child of Korn.
I mean, I'm falling away from you right now, Dalton, but all right. Okay, we got to stop.
Yeah.
Gibson has opened up a 2-second lead. This is getting nasty, and Hillman has fallen back to 4th place. And Backpack is 1, 2, 3 right now. DDI 40 Forever couldn't even do that last week. We were 1, 2. Man, these guys came to play.
They absolutely did. Let's see, what's that lead at right now?
1.89.
Second half, 1.8. Almost 2 seconds.
Getting a little bit smaller right now. That's the first time I've seen that all race. And these guys, they're getting to the end of their pit windows right now. 50 is pushing it, like we talked about. 50 would be pushing it. I mean, there is a lot of different ways to drive this racetrack, though, Dalton. So that will be interesting to see who can stretch it longer than others. And another thing, look at that pylon on the left side of your screen. It is 10 seconds back to 10th place here. That is half a racetrack.
Yeah, we're only 45 laps into this thing, and already that's the gap that has opened up. Just to the end of the top 10. Like, that position is going to pay stage points, and it's halfway around the track.
That's incredible. That's insane to think about. You are so right. As here comes Gibson, and it looks like actually, oh, this is going to be lap 45. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my.
Slinging it around.
Wow. Could not have cut that any closer, but who cares? The best pit entries are the ones where you feel like you're in a wreck.
Oh, man.
So lap 45 coming to 46 here, Dalton, for Gibson and his teammate of Lolis. And like we talked about, if we stay green for another 100 laps, which that's a big hypothetical, but if we were to, this is making your bed. That is, I'd estimate too many laps already.
But, maybe these guys have a plan, and they know, okay, we're coming in here on this lap. And, maybe these guys are thinking...
Oh, and here comes Hillman.
And here comes Hillman. And that's kind of forced to do that just to, to keep the gap close.
And Sanchez actually came out the next lap as well, and you're right. And another thing about that, Dalton, that I think maybe going through the head of Lolis and definitely Gibson, new to this, or debuting here. I mean, his drop race, you know what it is. It's Daytona or Pocono, right? He needs to be good. That puts him in great position to win the stage. He's going to come out with those freshest tires. If we were to stay green to the end of lap 75, he would definitely win that stage. and get those extra points. So that would be big for him. Lolis as well. We've talked a lot about how he has not, or his points position is not indicative of his speed, as this is Panzarella now. He got to lead his 1 lap. He's going to take those 5 bonus points, and he's going to come down and pit this time, and not quite as aggressive. And behind them you see Delgado and Geyer. Yeah, so a lot of teammates also pitting together. Those are 3 DDI 44 ever teammates pitting together. Whether or not Delgado is a lap down, sees his teammates going to come and join the party. Geyer there behind him. Geyer was only running a couple spots behind. He had a loose moment that cost him a few positions, but no damage for him. I'm sure we've missed a handful of those, Dalton. I'm sure about everybody in this field has had a handful of loose moments already.
I don't know. I didn't really see a loose moment from Geyer. I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe something will happen later. But anyway, yeah, we see 4 tires and fuel. Easy decision here. These guys ran it pretty much dry. I don't think. Looking at the fuel mileage, maybe could have made it around another lap, but that's yeah, that would have been cutting it close. They might have been sputtering getting into the pit box, which would have just cost them that time anyway.
That can cost you exponential time, but a few guys, as you can see, Dylan Schmidt here, he was able to stretch it an extra lap. He actually led a lap and is now bringing it down to get 4 tires and fuel is the 92 of Daniel Schmidt. And that is going to complete the cycle and give the lead back to Gibson. Lolis now going to be in 2nd place, and oh my goodness, Dalton, look at that gap. It sounded like I was Sir Mix-a-Lot right there, but look at that gap back to 3rd place.
Oh my God! Look at
that gap.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to start. That's gonna be a regular occurrence now, isn't it? We're gonna say that every race.
This is the Korn 150, not the Sir Mix-a-Lot.
You're right. You're right. How thoughtless of me. Okay.
A little under 100 to go here. Here in Iowa. Let's see, what's that gap to now? Is that 1.3? I see.
And that was only 1 extra lap from Danny Sanchez that he spent on track. And it was about, from what I was seeing there, Dalton, about a 1 second, 1.3, 1.4 second delta. I mean, I'm sure different for Gibson with the heaters that guy's been putting down. But like we also talked about, this could be a move to make sure you capture the stage. I mean, Gibson is not crazy to think there's no way we're doing 100 more laps without a caution. Let me make sure I get that stage, keep this simple, control this race. That was a race-controlling move by Cody Gibson, and that's often the route I take when I have that much speed in my truck, which is not today. I am blown away by that 5.
Yeah, wait, is my resolution messed up, or is 3rd and 4th place really 7 seconds back after those pit
Nope,
stops?
they are a third of the racetrack behind.
Wow,
Here,
and
I'll show you.
It was pretty tight.
1 lap.
It was it was
a 1 lap difference.
1 lap difference. Maybe just a difference with pit road entry, because
we saw those.
we were watching that 5 and that 3.
Oh,
Christopher Gaugill walks it down.
Is that going to be the caution? No, that's off the racing surface. No yellow so far. Nice save, honestly. Nothing hit by the 03. Now here comes the fun part, the re-entry to the racetrack right below his... Oh, I thought that was his brother. It is. Now that is Alex Hillman right there. Woo! And of course, it's always right in front of the leader, Dalton. It's always in front of the leader.
Oh, you know it is. Let's check further up here.
There's that smoke, that residual smoke. And Kirby, actually, he clearly had a Gibson and Lolis type entry, because he did not. I'm looking at the pit time, the data we have available to us. He did not undercut anybody, Dalton. He put on lap 48, so if he did undercut, it was a lap or 2. But that is a great move there from Kirby. Gets himself in the top 5. Behind them, we talked a little bit about Easter Day during qualifying, how much speed that truck may have, and we also saw him a little bit struggle during his qualifying time, but that 95 is doing a great job, really, getting through the field. He just got by the 12 of Panzarella for 6th place, so Easter Day doing a good job. And then our points leader, Panzarella, quiet day so far sometimes, and like we've talked about, this is not a win you're in format. Sometimes these are the types of races that you just need to accept when you are points racing. Right now, Panzarella just nowhere close racing speed. If you want to be specific about it, about half a track away from racing, or from winning speed, I should say. And he also has his DDI other team teammate, Jonathan Quesabir, breathing down his neck. Quesabir also has done a great job getting through this field.
And he's just kind of hanging on to the end of this thing. Maybe just waiting for a slip up from Panzarella. Maybe not really over pushing those tires. Just trying to let those tires wear in so that he can, hopefully get some long run pace and overtake some of these cars. As we've seen.
Patrick Calgill, wee, as he would say.
And I think Geyer took a spin. Well, maybe not a spin, but went down, took a ride through the grass into that runoff area, and that's why he's back down out of the top 10.
The announcer's jinx.
Yeah, just that announcer's jinx. It happens. But runs Calgill back down. I don't know if he still has damage or he came in a lot earlier, so his tires are quite older than Geyer's.
Another thing I'm noticing too is when you see someone take or have a moment like you saw Calgill have there, it takes a lot of laps to get those tires not mad at you. You got to have a full conversation with them. Sometimes you have to even go to therapy with your tires before they're okay with being in the same room as you again, because you can tell right there that those tires are not happy with Patrick Calgill.
And I'll give you.
Whoa. Yeah, man. See, they're like, wow, you didn't call me.
You know what? I'm gonna give some free advice that might not even be good advice. Probably isn't good advice, actually. So if you know your stuff, maybe just don't listen to me. But I find that when I'm getting loose like that on exit, I get a little bit excited because then I'm like, oh great, I can actually
turn the wheel now.
I can cook the right front on entry a little more to even it out. I can enter deeper because I'm so loose on exit.
I've never
wear that right front tire. You know what I mean?
That's a really good way to look at it.
And hey, I might be talking out of my you know what, but maybe give it a try. Next race where you're like, oh man, I'm so loose on exit, like I can't do anything. Try entering a little deeper, and kind of purposely wearing that right front out a little bit to even things out.
Dude, word up, Dalton. Word up. That's a great point right there. And I've honestly never thought about that, but that is the number one thing that people will tell you is do not burn up that right front, because and the easiest way to burn your right front, turn the wheel too much. I mean, let's ride on board right here with our leader, Cody Gibson. He has a handful, more than that, on his tires. And I'm sure, yep, there it is, Dalton. Look at the minimal steering input right there. Look at how straight that wheel stays through the corners. That is how you save your tires.
It is, yeah. It's very smooth. He's
smooth as
just
butter.
kind of straight line into the corner.
Using the throttle to turn the car instead.
Just getting that wheel straightened out as soon as he can so he can get back to the throttle.
And you can see Schmidt really not doing him a ton of favors here as a lap car, but I mean, I get it. It is. We're back in an old. Schmitty! Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Ah.
And and we can't see what his feet are doing, but it's also throttle control too. Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, it's throttle control too.
Oh, it's absolutely throttle control.
You can kind of see with like the RPM readings on his dash there that he's not. Yeah, he's not. Let's see.
Yeah, watch that. Watch how he uses the throttle to steer the car instead of the.
Yeah, you see him just kind of maybe half throttle for a little bit and until he gets back onto it.
I forget who it was who taught me this. I want to say it was Jared Kelly, Dalton, but it's imagining that because really what it is about that throttle input is it's so gentle. So here we go into turn one again, and the big thing I want you guys to focus on. So look at that RPM number and watch how gently he's just. What is he, probably like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80% on the throttle. And what Jared Kelly, I believe who it was, told me is imagine that there's an egg underneath your throttle pedal. And if you were to mash it down, you'd obviously crack the egg. But if you're very gentle on it, you would never do that. And if you do that, I mean, that's exactly what we're seeing Cody Gibson do right here. He is not cracking the egg, but maybe he should, Dalton, because one thing that is happening is Lolis has this lead down to half a second. It was over a second not too long ago. We may have a player in here.
Yeah, you know, and you got to wonder, I know...
Stage is coming up, too.
The stage is coming up, two more laps here. But, you know, we saw it with Panzerl and Geyer last week. You know, a clean race to the finish, all friendly competition. I wonder how these guys are going to navigate this. These teammates racing for the lead. I'm excited to see it.
I am too. I mean, I guess we can get them inside of you and me last week, Dalton. Our plan was, let's control this race and let's get so far ahead to where, God forbid, if we do make contact, we'll still finish 1-2. Maybe that's what their plan is, because so far so good. 6 seconds is more than we had. This is the white flag for the stage. We will stay green. So Lolis, he has put up a valiant effort to capture that stage win, but I don't think it's going to happen. Cody Gibson, man, this is going to be the 3rd week in a row. Pole. Actually, not pole for Cody Matthews, but pole, stage win, and we'll see if he can get the race win, but that is a good sign of things to come for Cody Gibson. So collecting points, this is 21 drivers in this race, so the top 10 will collect stage points, so we'll be in order. Cody Gibson, Brandon Lolis, Danny Sanchez, Alex Hillman, Stephen Kirby, Colton Easterday, Jonathan Quesabir, Zach Panzarella, Cody Matthews, and Dalton Geyer. And so there it is right there as well. We talked a little bit about points racing. The 1 and 2 in our points separated by 1 position. Clearly those two just trying to minimize, but thinking about it, as you see Panzarella ultra loose fighting against a lap car, and this is a cluster we have up here.
Yeah, the lap cars starting to blend with the non-lap car. Although actually, at this point, if we look at just real quick, let's look back at the leaders real quick.
Got it.
We did the top 10. 11th and 12th are right in front of the leaders. It's about to be just the top 10 on the lead lap.
They are. That is what Kyle Larson, my favorite driver, likes to call, and that's an old school ass beating right there, Dalton.
Yeah, so we're talking about lap cars. Half the field's about to be a lap car.
More than, yeah, half the, oh my, and there it is. There it is. Half the field has been lapped by Cody Gibson, and we've talked about it. I've said it, this is the 3rd time I've said it. These are 23 to 24 second laps. Dalton Geyer is in 10th place. He is 19 seconds ahead. It is only a matter of time.
Yeah, it's about,
I love it though.
About a 4-second gap.
One thing.
Anyway, we had something. We had something we wanted to.
Oh yeah, we have some.
We
have some merch we wanted to show you guys. So DDIRL going to be a league unlike any other, which means we have some merch available to all our drivers, everyone, all our fans, anyone who wants to get themselves in some sick merch, and also at a discounted price. That's the surprise as well, Dalton. So we'll start with the one that Cody Matthews chose, and I think I'd say the standard DDIRL shirt. I keep seeing I keep seeing Gibson like looking like he wants to pit. We'll see. But there it is. That's the one that Cody Matthews chose, and that is going to be the Truck Series shirt, as you see it. Beautiful DDI logo right there in the hood. That is called the DDIRL Truck Series shirt there on dailydriversinc.com. That one will be available, or actually is available right now as you're watching for $17.99. And then we'll take a look at the next one. I'm going to go with one of these are all my favorite stuff, I'm not going to lie. This is the Victory Lane shirt. This one available in 3 different colorways. White, teal, and then in the bottom right, that's what we're calling blackout. It's a really dark gray print, something that we're experimenting with. It looks so cool in person. Really, honestly, like pops a lot. Love this shirt. This one is called the Victory Lane shirt, also available right now on dailydriversinc.com. You see the link down there. If you go to the apparel section on the website, that will be the first thing you see will be these front and center. And then one more that's kind of an omen to you and me, Dalton, a little bit. And this one is the Best in the World shirt. If you know, you know. The top left is a ringer shirt. So what that means is you're going to have a white t-shirt with black sleeves and a black neck. That one is available for $18.99. And to the bottom right, if that doesn't look white to you, you're correct. We often don't print on white if we can help it, actually, Dalton. The color natural off-white just looks so much better, in my opinion. So much just more high quality. So that's like kind of an off-white natural t-shirt in that bottom right. If you're not feeling the ringer design, you can go with that one. So that is the DDIRL Best in the World t-shirt, available in 2 different t-shirt types. And then we got one more, Dalton, and this one might be my favorite because it's the goofiest. And that's the old school t-shirt. We wanted to bring you guys a vintage feel, and the goofy and the I don't know. The one thing about Daily Drivers Inc. I'll tell you, Dalton, as the owner of the company, is that I don't like looking at other merch in our industry, whether it be the automotive industry, Stance or classic cars, lowriders, or even the racing scene, the NASCAR scene. I don't like to be like anyone else, or else you could just buy from them. So I like to be very different, and that's this shirt right here. You got an alligator with a Daily Drivers Inc. tattoo on his bicep, ripping that number 25 since this is the first inaugural season. And that is the only front and back we have for this first line. That top color is kind of like it's called like a blackout purple. It's a really cool heather purple color, really unique. And then also, if you're not feeling that, we got it in black as well. So that is another shirt available. That's the DDIRL old school shirt. But like I said, no surprise, Dalton. All these shirts, I've given you guys the prices, but if you want 40% off on any of these in the month of July, plus a DDI gift package, which will include things like lanyards, stickers, air fresheners, who knows, could be some other cool stuff in there. Use the code DDIRL when checking out. So that's a promo code DDIRL, no spaces, all caps, and that will give you a 40% off discount on any order you place on dailydriversinc.com, plus a free Daily Drivers Inc. gift pack, so we can get you guys geared up with all our stuff. The gift pack won't show up on the cart. We'll just ship that with your order. When we see that code, we'll know. But get your Daily Drivers Inc. RL gear. We're excited about this first line, and we got a lot more to come, Dalton. We have a lot more designs on deck. We just want to see what sells best first, see what people are vibing with the most, and then we can kind of double down on that and offer more designs of that colorway. So we kind of wanted to show everyone the different flavors we can offer them and see what everyone's feeling the most. But what are your thoughts?
I like the Best in the World.
I do
really
too.
like that one.
That is a cool shirt. I like the the top left one a lot. I mean, I'm gonna get all these obviously. And the bottom right one, honestly, gives me like some like Marlboro vibes from back in the day. I just like the old school vibes with the offset, the off-white T-shirt and the black and red. I don't mean cigarettes, I just mean like the race theme too.
Now back to the action.
Didn't miss much.
But we see Lolis has kind of reeled in Gibson.
And look at Sanchez as well, Dalton. Sanchez only 5 seconds back. Oh, and here we go. Perfect timing.
And I think we saw it.
Wow.
Unlap himself there.
We did. So one thing to be noted about that too, Dalton, is they pitted so early. That could have something to do with why Sanchez, who is now going to inherit the lead of this race, was reeling them in. He had taken off 2 seconds off that lead. I think it had something to do probably with those 7-8 lap newer tires that Sanchez was working with. Actually, I'm sorry. Was that 2 lap newer tires Sanchez had? As he's going to pit this time.
Now he's coming in.
And so the bed is made for back-to-back racing. And Dalton, I never in my life thought I'd say this, but it's been 94 laps and we have not seen the yellow flag a single time. And normally in a race like this, if I'm one of the drivers, I'm going with the trend, right?
Yeah, I think once you see those guys start to come down, I think you got to look and see if you can make it to the end. But yeah, you don't want to let those guys gap you too much, though. Yeah, I just don't know what you do here.
I don't either. Alex Hillman inheriting the lead of the race. The 08 of Hillman, who has been lights out fast today, Dalton. He's been great. The only guy that doesn't have a back racing on their fire suit that's had anything for those guys has been Alex Hillman. So Hillman, my guess here, Dalton, is he wants to stretch this. He wants to stretch this to as close to 100 as he can get. Like we said, maybe 50 laps if you can really stretch it. So Hillman knowing that I got to get it to 100. Oh, that looked like he thought about it there, did it not?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe just because we were thinking about it.
Maybe.
Wait, was that I think the 90, wait, was 95 still out there?
He is. He's actually in second place now. 95, incredibly impressive. He's actually gone by Kirby and Panzarella.
That's that's not exceptionally easy to do. Those guys usually
So yeah,
very good long run drivers.
I apologize to Easter Day
yeah.
for that. Actually, a whole lot of nothing didn't happen during our merch reveal. Easter Day passed Kirby and Panzarella.
Now Panzarella threatening on Kirby here.
This is interesting from Kirby. Maybe Kirby doing a little bit of gas conservation
gas.
here. Exactly. This, as
That
weird
makes
as it is, it's so weird to see gas conservation at the tail end of a run with 50 to go. But I think that's what we're seeing right now, and that may have been it. It's gonna be it for Kirby, and it was as well for Hillman. I'm sorry, Alex Hillman. There he is, a lap earlier. So Easter Day is gonna lead a lap here. He's gonna collect those 5 bonus points. We'll see how long Easter Day wants to push it. I mean, it can't be much longer for anyone in this field. You see in 8th place is Gibson. He is the beginning of the cycle.
Is that this time? Yep.
It is. Here comes
Yes,
Easter Day.
That's going to be a lot more fuel coming to the end of this thing. That's going to be very interesting. I think once you get to that 100 lap mark, the 101 lap mark, you're going to be able to make it without really having to save. So this is going to get interesting. But there are guys who came in on 95, who pit a lot earlier, that definitely not going to be able to make it to the end of this thing. So if we don't get a caution from here on out, we're in for a crazy finish.
Yeah, we really are. We're going to have a lot to cover if this thing is to stay green. So Panzarella brings it in and Gaia brings it in. Like you said, it's pretty straightforward for the two DDI 44 ever teammates. They should have enough to make it to the end. Like we said, 50 if you can push it, but these two have pushed it to 50 every time, so they know that they can do that. They've kept this race really, really simple, and both of them not great at math, so it's great when you can make it this simple. You also see Zab right there in the 11 bringing it down. So Zab, he's had a quiet but strong day today. Zab actually is exiting, so Zab bringing it down a lap earlier, so he may have fuel in the back of his mind. We'll have to see. He is in the same bed as someone like I don't even want to say Hillman, because you saw Hillman just drive by him. A lot of different situations here, and with these 20-second laps, Dalton, it is hard to keep up with. But from what I can see, Alex Hillman, I'd assume, is 1.5, 1.0 laps short. Kirby and Easter Day about the same, and then Gibson, who has inherited the lead of the race with his teammate just under a second behind him, they are more than a handful of laps short. That's been a big part of why their leads are so enormous beyond just the raw speed that they have. But Dalton, I'm starting to think...
Panzarella just barely came out in front
exactly.
of the leader.
In 8th place. In front of him is Calgo, who came in way earlier. So we'll keep our eye on this to see if Panzarella can stay in front of the leader, because that would be huge. If a caution was to come out now, you know the 12 does not want to go a lap down to the 5. That would completely kill any chance he has of winning this race. But also in front of him is a car with much older tires, but also someone also in the 11, and that's Patrick Calgill. But man, it's almost at the point where if they want to splash and go, maybe it would work.
They might. I think at worst with a splash and go, they're still going to be able to put this thing in the top 5.
Yeah.
Just based on the gaps and how long that would take.
The virtue of the beatdown.
It'll be interesting.
Super interesting.
But also, this is the kind of place where it is a little easier to save fuel, just because naturally you're able to kind of lift and coast through the corner as a natural part of how you run the track. So you don't necessarily have to sacrifice too much speed while you're saving fuel here.
No, I agree. And like we talked about too, like so many different ways to approach this racetrack, so many different lines. So yeah, I really think you could save fuel just by approaching the track differently and really not sacrifice too much time. But one thing that would be sticking out to me if I'm Cody Gibson, we talked about it. Panzarella came out right in front of Gibson, but those 8-lap fresher tires are paying dividends for the 12 right now. He's driven away from Gibson. So I'm thinking about that now if I'm Gibson. Maybe the splash and go isn't the move now. If that's not going to... If I come out, behind someone who didn't have to pit again, I won't have enough car underneath me to do anything about it.
And you know what? Kirby, I think, leapfrogged Panzarella on pit road.
He did. Kirby has been incredible. Oh. There he is.
He's letting his, well, not his teammate adjacent, member of the other team of guys that all kind of share that voice chat together. Let's see, is that Tommy Fox?
That is Steve Fox, I believe.
Is that for? No, that's not for position, unfortunately.
It is not.
He's one of those guys that's on the bubble of the chase here early in the season. He's probably hoping for a better run. He's still up in the top 15, I think. Yeah, down in 14th, 2 laps down.
So Kirby did, and you see McGivern also getting lapped there by Kirby and Panzarella. Kirby did undercut Panzarella there, Dalton, but I think by the virtue of that, let me look at my data. Yeah, Kirby is about 2 laps short. So I wonder if he's going to even be interested again in fighting with that 12 here.
That's why I wonder. It's the kind of thing where you don't want to actually commit to saving too early almost, and sometimes you get caught between 2 strategies, and this might be a case of that.
The worst of both worlds.
And and him now maybe kind of paying for it here. Panzarella's just all over that back bumper.
I mean, I think Panzarella maybe should be driving that 56 in Novella today, because I think he has the shark. He smells blood in the water. I mean, a driver can tell when another driver is saving or if they're not at their optimal pace, and that to them means strike now. If they don't want to go their optimal pace, make them do it. And I think that's what you're seeing from the 12.
Yeah. Let's see, you have Easter Day out in front of them, I think maybe saving as well.
And this is benefiting that 95 quite a bit.
Yeah, looks like they're running down that car. Maybe, I'm not sure if those cars are getting bigger in the mirror. I didn't check the Delta 4. Panzarella definitely pushing right now, though.
Yeah, Panzarella definitely pushing. Easter Day likely having to save a little and probably trying to think about when he wants to save. But man, Dalton, we got 35 left in this thing, and if there's anything that has shocked me, it's that we're staying green. So let's take advantage of it. Let's crank it up for a little bit. All right. And so far, a good amount of the same as we return, Dalton. Sanchez, 8 seconds behind the group of Lolis and Gibson. But, man, this thing's going to get interesting here. We have 30 to go here. I think it might be decision time here for Gibson. Does he want to pit early? Does he want to do the splash and go? What does he want to do? He has up to 7th place lapped, and in front of him is that person. That's Steve Kirby right in front of Gibson.
This is indeed interesting. So we already know Kirby looks like saving right now. He had to let the 31 Cowgill by, who I believe he also had to pit early. So we know Cowgill's on some older stuff right now, I think. And so yeah, I think Kirby letting that car by, definitely a sign that he's just kind of saving right now. Maybe just trying to do just enough to stay on that lead lap.
Yeah, because if that caution does come out, I mean, you do get the lucky dog, but that really throws your race upside down. You have to start behind all the cars a lap down with that lucky dog. So we'll see what Gibson decides here. And, I mean, we say it every week, it feels like, Dalton, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Him and Lolis, at least you have your teammate with you, and even back to 3rd place to Sanchez, that's also a backpack teammate. So these guys have this race under control. They just need to figure out how they want to handle the situation here. And if you're going to go the tire route, the sooner the better.
Yeah, there's a certain point where you're out of time as far as taking tires and being able to run your way up through the field. They're gonna have to make that decision very soon if that is the route they want to go.
Also really proud to say that the Light of God isn't striking down on the 12, or let's make sure. It's not great over there. Whatever, he'll be in new paint next week. I'll spoil that. He'll be in some black and orange. And look at this gap as well, Dalton. It is getting smaller and smaller, down to only 0.3. Lolis is right there.
Yeah, but I mean, that's his teammate. They're having fun just carving through this field right now. It's, maybe not even go time yet.
I was about to ask you that.
Yeah.
Lolis is going to come in without his teammate, actually. And that's the first time all race that's happened.
That's interesting. Maybe and this isn't, this isn't like an F1 situation where both guys are using the same pit box. They have to stagger those pit stops.
Oh, how frustrating would that be?
But, maybe, yeah, I'm not sure what the...
This is interesting. Let's keep our eye... Oh, here comes Gibson.
Here it comes.
So there it is. It has to be. Let's keep our eye on Lolis here.
You know what? Lolis maybe kind of forcing his teammate down as well.
Was that?
Was that 2 tires?
That was 2 from Brennan Lolis.
Interesting.
Okay, let's keep our eye on Gibson now. Here comes Cody Gibson. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that, Dalton. Here we go, that number 1 pit box.
Let's see.
Right side's up. If that's all.
Let's see.
Left side's up.
Always going 4 tires.
It's going to be 4 for Gibson. Okay. So
that's all but going to give Lolis what would be the lead if everyone's pitting, but I'm not too sure everyone's to come in.
They got to go full send. I don't think that cannot be the plan, right? You're not going to. I mean, Dalton, we're race car drivers. I'd rather run out of fuel with 1.5. I don't care, whatever to go than pit with that many to go. Screw that. So these guys are not going to pit. And there's Lolis.
And here's the thing: there are guys who know they can make it to the end.
Oh yeah.
Who are looking at their fuel gauge. They see they don't need any gas.
Geyer, Panzarella, Schmidt. Even a lap down Schmidt is, but he's in 12th place. That could come back to him. Easter Day should be good. He like we said, he had that. I'm not sure. I'm looking at his lap times. I think he should be okay. It's gonna be like running across the start finish line maybe. Because like you got to think Hillman's doing the same thing, right? And he has 2 seconds. Maybe Hillman kind of playing that yo-yo game, trying to run them both out of fuel. There's a lot of stuff going on right now here.
Interesting too, because Hillman definitely has at least a lap shorter than whatever. Yeah, let's see how he's approaching this.
Yeah, that's probably the best way. Let's figure out how these guys are doing this. There's Zabik. Not really a track where you can save any fuel using the draft. Oh, that's an early lift.
Right there.
Oh, he's saving.
Yeah.
And look at that. Look how low that. I mean, granted, the 11 is to his outside. We'll see here. Yeah, Hillman very much saving. Let's take a look at Easter Day now.
He's got a lot of traffic to work through too.
He does.
That Jerry Rose in front of him.
So Easter Day saving a little. Very gentle on the throttle, but not so much on entry, which is where you, oh boy, where you normally see a lot of saving happen. Easter just running a really nice line. And then Panzarella, someone who we know is good. See the difference here.
On fuel.
On fuel. Yeah, not in skill or any other area.
That guy stinks. No.
For sure. You say Easter Day communicating right now. That is in the front windshield of Panzarella. That's a lap car of Jerry Rose saying, please go high here, please go high. We are at that point in the race. It's almost like road course territory with the way these drivers are communicating, Dalton.
Yeah, I think he's definitely doing the math right now. And I don't know, some of these guys probably have an overlay, so they know when these guys around them have come in. They know those guys who have those extra overlays kind of know who has the ass to make it and who doesn't. I'm not sure if Easter Day's one of those guys.
And look at Sanchez here, though, Dalton. He is ultra aggressive. I mean, more aggressive than Panzarella. I mean, better. 15 seconds better. Yep. But look at. I wish I would have known about this line, Dalton. Oh my goodness. What a. Wow. I'm honestly, I'm kind of speechless watching this line. What a great line that Sanchez is running. So low. Look at this.
Well, hey, that is a way to save fuel. Take the shortest distance around the track.
And just doing a great job with his throttle control. But Sanchez clearly banking on the caution, right? That's got to be what this is, because with this driving style, I mean, it is shorter, like you said, that does help, but he is seldom off the throttle.
He's going to have to either splash and go, or he's not going to have time to make it through pretty much anyone if he takes tires.
No, you're right.
Speaking of tires, it looks like Lolis and Gibson are working their way through Matthews and Geyer right now.
So there's Lolis, you're right, to the inside case of beer.
His way around case of beer for 6th.
And just like you said, there's Gibson going around Geyer and Matthews right there. And you could see it. When you were talking about Dalton, the pass was happening, and now look at that.
I think somebody just called out that they're pitting. I think that might have been Sanchez.
Let's take a look. And also, yep, there it is. Dan Sanchez is going to give up the lead of the race, and I'm assuming he ran that thing dry.
Definitely. I wonder, I'm interested to see what he's going to do here. If he's just going to splash and go it, or if he's going to take
super curious here. Super curious. On my guess,
maybe 2 tires like Lolis.
Or 2. You don't need that much fuel, so you can splash it, right? Let's try to get a better camera angle. Here we go. It's fuel. Fuel only. Oh, it's 2. Okay, 2. 2.
Yeah, 2 tires.
2 tires for Sanchez.
He might stay in the top 10.
Oh, he likely will.
He's going to come out behind Stab. He's going to be able to run those guys down, I think, on those 2 tires.
Yeah,
even with 9 to go.
It's been doing a lot for Lolis. He's already up to 5th place, and behind him, I mean, Gibson has not worked his way around Lolis yet. So yeah, so far 2 tires looking like a great option here. Generally wouldn't have thunk it here.
Do these guys have time, though, as you see the first tires picking up the 2 tires?
I just looked up to all 9. There's only 8 laps to go. Oh, my goodness. And Alex Hillman is 120 in front of Easter Day. Maybe, I wonder if Alex Hillman right now is thinking, I didn't think I'd be leading this race, or if I did, I thought everyone, I'm sure in the back of their mind, there's going to be a caution, right? There's going to be a caution. That is out the window, and there is Easter making an aggressive move past Tommy Fox to get through this lap traffic. But did Hillman save enough, Dalton? That is what I'm wondering. Did Hillman save enough?
Oh, they're 3 wide.
Oh,
back
they're
there.
3 wide.
It's Easter Day.
This is what Easter Day wants.
And oh, that's not what he wants.
Schmidt.
He queued up on the radio to say, and I quote, "Can you guys not do that, please?" And I have to agree. Yeah, no, if people were doing that,
all of it.
me, I was in second place, and I can see the win out
Literally.
of my windshield. Yeah, I would be politely asking for people to not be doing that in my vicinity.
The 3 wide with the middle is a problem. You maybe bring out a caution with 6 to go, and me having the race winning strategy is a problem. Can you guys just not do that? Like, honestly.
And you know, he doesn't want to see the lap traffic in front of him, but that lap traffic actually.
Oh, slowing down Hillman.
Saving. Yeah, they're hungry to get these laps back. If Hillman's going to be, you know, in save mode here.
If that caution comes out, they cannot be a lap down. So they have every right to be doing this.
Yeah, so Sanchez unlaps himself, gets himself back up into the top 10.
I think Zab's going to do the same here.
Yeah, we'll see. Zab's just kind of content to follow.
4 to go, Dalton. Easter Day is next. Panzarella, we know has enough. Colton and Hillman are definitely going as hard as they can, and they are less than that 12 car, and only a second behind Panzarella is Gibson. Lolis is actually falling back. I think those 2 tires have caught up to Lolis. Kirby is actually splitting the 2 now. Lolis right there behind Kirby.
The lead.
And here we go up front. So much going on right here. We'll keep your eye on the top left there. See if Gibson can catch this back, but right now it's 3 to go. And do these 2 have enough fuel even? Easter Day going to try to make a move on the inside.
Go Easter Day. Oh, Hillman going to pinch him off. Out of 4. That's kind of just what he has to do. Oh, he is running low. He's throwing those blocks.
Ultra low goes Hillman. 2 to go. 1 more lap until this race is official, until we did not see a yellow flag at Iowa. Side by side goes Easter Day and Hillman. Slightly fresher tires for Easter Day. Oh boy, this is close.
And Hillman now, does he have enough fuel? This is what Easter Day has to do, is he has to
force him.
He has to basically push him to run out of fuel. Oh,
white flag is out, and he's going to blink for good measure.
Side by side through 1 and 2. Oh, neck and neck down the back straightaway. Zach, take it away.
If you don't have enough fuel, it doesn't matter anymore. Easter Day is going to try to send it in on the inside. Oh, man, Hillman's going to try to block it off. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. Oh, man, they touch. They touch. He's out of gas. Hillman's out of gas. Easter Day takes the win. And Hillman's going to collect second place. Great job for him. But Colton, Easter Day, and, man, heartbreak for Alex Hillman. Runs out of gas on the exit of 4, Dalton.
Wow, I think Easter Day might have had him, even if
he may have ran him out too.
I think Alex Hillman's gonna be kicking himself that he didn't come in for fuel just 1 lap later. Mm-hmm. Man, and let's see, does he even have enough gas for burnouts? I don't think he does.
I'd be shocked. He's trying to get some gas in there. He doesn't.
He's taking it.
It's going to be a tough poster for Easter Day. No smoke on that one.
And I quote, "Finally wins something, can't even do a burnout."
Oh,
he's trying his best.
It counts for something, Colton. It counts for something.
Yeah.
What a finish, Dalton. And let's take a look at these results, because it is not what 99% of this race showed us that it was going to look like. That was a shocking one. They want to show. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Oh, and the way it's looking right now looks like what I think we all thought would happen, but I have to scroll up a little bit, Dalton.
Uh-oh.
It's going to hurt. Oh. Cody Gibson leads the majority of the laps, but doesn't get it done. Does not have the winning strategy in a race that unfolded differently than any of us could have expected. But the guy that did have the winning strategy and had the winning speed, Colton Easter Day, collects his first DDIRL win coming from the PRL, joining this league. So privileged to have him, and so excited personally to see him get that first win. Stoked for Easter Day. Second place, Alex Hillman. Oh my goodness, Dalton. When's it going to happen? Maybe next week? We're heading to Chicago Street Course next week. Alex Hillman, we know how much he likes that racetrack. We know how good he can be there. That will be interesting for Hillman, but he's going to have to wait another week to collect that first Daily Drivers Inc. trophy. Hillman not going to bite the corn today. Zach Panzarella brings it home third place, and man, that was a barely a top 10 car for the majority of the day, hanging out between 5th and 10th, but we talked a lot about points racing. Panzarella having the strategy that was able to get him to the end of the race and somehow keep Gibson behind him towards the end, as you can see, just by about a hundredth of a second, collect a second in a row podium finish and hold on to that points lead. Cody Gibson brings it home fourth place, the class of the field and the debut driver, really putting the league on notice. I cannot wait to get to Chicago next week and see what Gibson can do turning right. But man, that dude put the league on notice. That number 5 car, much like the number 5 in the NASCAR Cup Series, going to be a threat week in and week out. Fifth place, his teammate, that was his shadow all day and really had a chance to win this entire race, and that's Brandon Lolis. Brandon Lolis going to get the finish. He deserves better than that, but he's going to still get a great finish, and that's fifth place. Sixth place, Stephen Kirby. We saw him up front all day. He's going to get a finish that is indicative of his speed. Same goes for Jonathan Case of Beer in 7th. Dalton Geyer hung out around 8th place the majority of the day, and that's where he's going to finish. 8th place for Geyer. 9th for Danny Sanchez. Oh, that is a rough one for Sanchez, Dalton. Sanchez was so quick today. I think he was probably likely thinking he was looking at a podium finish here today at Iowa, but his strategy not working out for him, not having the time that Gibson and Lolis had to work through the field, and because of that, he's going to finish in 9th place. And 10th, Mark Zab. He's in the top 5 of the points, and I'd assume that's going to stay a lot the same. A great finish for Mark Zab.
And then we look down in 11th. We got Dylan Schmitz.
Sorry, there you
go. It's okay. We got 12th. Down 12th, we got Patrick Cowgill. 13th, Cody Matthews. 14th, Jerry Rose. 15th, Glenn Grigsby. 16th, good old Tommy Fox. 17th, Chris Cowgill. 18th, Juan Delgado. And then we go down, if we can...
Oh yeah, I'll get you that.
Roll that down.
I was gonna actually see if you can guess it.
Let's see. Well,
okay, I don't actually even know. I know one of them is Yabara. Oh.
Yeah, Graham. Oh yeah, Graham got caught by the speeding police. He was down in 19th. That put him 5 laps down. And then we had Zach Hillman ran into some kind of trouble very early in this one.
Yeah.
And Brandon Ibarra, who didn't get the chance to grid, had some technical difficulties rounding this out.
Interesting day for sure, Dalton. I mean, it really goes to show. And we were looking at the points after this race, or I mean, I should say the stats, and we were talking about just about everyone's led a lap in this league. The parity is, I mean, we'd say it every week, but my goodness, it gets deeper and deeper every week. It's kind of crazy to see. It's really blowing me away. But what I also have, and I'm uploading for you guys right now, is I have the standings after this race as well, Dalton.
Wow, you were ready.
I mean, it's not my first rodeo. There we go. Correct and all. Not a lot changing up top, to be honest, besides 4th place. Look at Sanchez moving his way in the top 5. So Panzarella is going to continue to lead the standings, and that's what a good finish will get you, Dalton. That really is.
Easter Day too. Easter Day up in the chase.
Look at that.
I don't know where he was. I don't know where he was in points going into this.
I'm gonna pull that up out of pure curiosity.
I think he for sure wasn't. He for sure wasn't there before.
No, he was not. Easter Day, just so much bad luck. We know he didn't have the finish that he deserved last week. But yeah, I'm curious. I know he was on the outside looking in. All right. No one can see this besides you, Dalton. He was in 17th.
Yeah, 17th to what is now 7th?
Yup. And Sanchez went from tied for 6th to 4th. And Matt Novella, who I think, I don't want to speculate too much, but Novella may be going part-time here, Dalton. So that will be interesting.
Well, hey, drop race. And actually, you can see over on the right that gain of 10 positions.
Oh, we were...
Yeah.
Imagine if we were wrong anyway.
imagine. We're never wrong.
Never. So much movement there. Lolis as well. We talked about Lolis. We said how he was running was not indicative of his speed. And now look, he is on the outside looking in by 2 points, right behind Tommy Fox.
That's it's it's so hard to really make anything out at this point because
It really is.
like we said too, we have those drop weeks kicking in a few weeks here.
And
that drop week.
are you seeing what I'm seeing on the very bottom?
Was that 20th?
Yep.
Is that
One race.
Cody Gibson?
Yeah, it
Who
is.
is already up in the top 20?
So that drop race.
Right?
Jeez, Cody Gibson.
But that's what he's gonna have to do
Week in, week out.
if he's he missed the first 2 races, so he's gonna need to maximize the points to be eligible for that chase. Or if it comes down to it, if he is outside of the chase and he still manages to pick up a win, he will have that choice to I guess forfeit all those playoff points and be that 11th driver in the chase for the championship.
That'd
But
be really
just,
mean.
start at 0. That would be very interesting. But yeah, the wild card option is on table. I get the feeling he's not going to need it. Just with what I saw today, I think he'll have the pace. But yeah, speaking of pace, I think this was obviously you can call it like a fuel mileage win for Easter Day, but he was up top 5 all day. Definitely had pace all day, and I think definitely just earned this one. And it was speed and strategy combined. This wasn't just some fluke. He earned this one.
Oh, he absolutely did. That was a really, really impressive drive from Colton. And another thing, he didn't start with that, right? Didn't have the qualifying effort that I think he felt like he was capable of. Really, maybe he practiced a lot this week. If he didn't, oh, God help us all. But showed up pretty late to practice. And still, man, worked his way through the field. Like, I'll say from the guy who somehow ended up finishing 3rd, but really ran 6th to 8th most of the race. I was only running there barely in the lead lap.
Barely outran those fresh tires. Like one more lap. In
Oh my!
Yeah.
I mean, if those lap cars behind me go a tiny bit differently, no way I keep that position over Gibson. Absolutely no way. He was catching me by half a second a lap, if not that, or if not more. Because he was faster than me on old tires. But I was just maintaining. I never ever felt like I was gaining positions. I was just like, oh boy, like if I can keep it in the top 10 by the time the checker flag falls, then I'll consider it a win. And that was not what we saw from Easter Day. Easter Day started far behind drivers like me and just worked his way patiently through the field. And not to pick on him, but hey, he's probably so deep in confetti and champagne right now he won't care. But that is not the Colton Easter Day that I remember from the leagues that we've ran in the past. Someone who is patient, methodical, and really thinking about the grand scheme of the entire race. And today he got the fruits of that, and he deserves it because that raw speed has been there since day one, and seeing it all come together is a cool thing. So really, really impressive victory for yesterday. You cannot take anything away. I mean, I'm sure Gibson thinking, oh my goodness, how did I lose that race? But you could not take anything away from yesterday. There was not a caution in that race.
You know what, Doc? I wonder if that whole backpack team just had so much pace, and we got to a point towards those last 25 laps where you gotta wonder, was it all coming undone?
Right. And I wonder what that Discord sounded like, Dalton. I wonder if there were arguments. I wonder if there were different strategies. You and I have been there way too many times, and especially in another league. We're right. We know we have the cars to beat. We know the race is ours if one little thing happens. And it's so easy to think, how does this come undone? And oftentimes, you spend a lot of time discussing it, and by the time you come to a decision, it could be too late. Granted, though, I don't know. I mean, to look back at that race too, to podcast this a little bit, Dalton, like, does it matter if Gibson comes in, let's say 5 laps earlier? Do you, like, because that you do get that wear, right?
That's such a short run though too. This was such an easy race to get kind of caught between strategies. Like if you were gonna make it work, you really had to like commit to it early. I think. I think if you split a 3-stop, trying to think what that would come out to. I mean, if you did like lap 40, lap 80, lap 120, maybe. Like I feel like that would have kind of maximized it if you know, as far as speed on that strategy. But yeah, just it's a tough break today, but it's a learning experience, and I don't think they're going to get caught with their pants down again. I think they'll find victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, again, Dalton, you and I have had so many races like that. I mean, I'm sure I'm wrong about this, but I feel like personally I've had more races that have gone away from me than I've gotten to win, but I'm sure I've won more of them. It's just those ones that you lose, they stick with you so much harder, do they not? But one thing I try to always remind myself is if I'm Cody Gibson, if I do that over and over again, there's no way I don't win a lot of races. It's just it all evens out eventually.
At some point, everything will go right.
Exactly.
As long as you bring that kind of like positivity, that kind of optimism that hey, one of these times it's going to go my way, and it will.
Oh yeah, I mean, if even if you're a guy that's running in 3rd place, if you run in 3rd place week in week out, that's going to be 1st place eventually. It's impossible for it not to. That's one of the things I always am trying to remind myself on, is just never beat myself up too much about it. But oh man, those races are always funny, but when they stay green the whole time, it's in my opinion, it's kind of impossible to take anything away from anybody. And I think what happened to Gibson too is the thing that you talked about. You can't run a hybrid of 2 strategies, and it's not his fault. We heard it in the drivers' meeting. The admin's talking about, guys, there's likely to be a lot of cautions to this thing. Be careful under yellow. Be careful checking up. We were talking about not when the cautions come out, and then all of a sudden we go 150 laps at a track where we probably had over 1,000 incidents in practice, legitimately. And it's impossible if you're a Gibson to think like, I'm going to stay married to this 40 35 lap strategy. Everyone was thinking there's no way we stay green, and all of a sudden you're pitting on lap 45, and you're kind of already married to that strategy. And if you try to change it up like he did, you're running a hybrid. You're not running a different strategy.
Yeah, ultimately, and I mean you could, maybe I'm just saying this because it's what I did, but I felt like running. I mean, if you're controlling the race, I feel like you got to run long.
Yeah.
Just
learn that lesson too many times.
Maximize your time on the track. Be the one with the fresher tires at the ends, and have that extra bit of fuel. And that's what Easterday did. He made sure he prioritized. Making sure he could just keep this a 2-stop race. I wonder actually with the Delta, what the lap would have been that Gibson could have made up that gap. Probably, I think maybe if he came in a few laps sooner, he maybe could have gotten there. It
would have been about
the lap
3
times.
laps. 3 laps. It was about a half.
Boy, that would have been insane if we had that mixed with the Easterday and Hillman coming to the line.
Unreal.
That would have been nuts.
I don't know if I've ever seen a race where the guy who runs the wrong strategy still has a chance at it. Normally they finish a lap. Normally they finish what Dane Sanchez did.
Yeah. I thought we might get the what was it? Was it Ricky? Was it Ricky Stenhouse? Trevor Bain.
It was Stenhouse and Edwards, right?
Yeah. Where Edwards just
like, hey, you win. You deserve it.
Cousin Carl.
Oh, I miss that guy. Man, watching him on Amazon Prime has been a thing. I missed that guy. How many, like, side note real quick, Don, how mind-blowing, I'm not sure if you noticed this, so many drivers, I think, like, William Byron, I think Elliott as well, I think maybe Suarez were like, hey, nice to meet you, to Carl Edwards. How crazy is that?
They never met him before?
They'd never met him.
And he didn't hang it up all that long ago, too, like
He just took his ball and went home.
In the Grand Prix things.
John
like
Cena
that
style.
wasn't like that, or that didn't feel that long ago, but I guess it was almost 10 years at this point.
Oh, don't
It's
say
like
that.
8 years.
God, we're
long
old.
time, longer time than we thought it had been.
Yeah. Well, on that note, Dalton, now that we've gotten to the depressing part of the night.
Now that don't think about the slow, just the creeping passage of time.
No.
Don't think about that.
Don't think about that like I'm in my iRacing prime and I have like maybe 3 years left. Don't think about that. But one thing that, I mean, a lot of exciting stuff today. It's cool to be tracking the points here in this league. Can't wait to get to the street course. We're kind of mean to these guys, Dalton. In the beginning of the season, man. I mean, we kind of like, kind of teased them, sandbagged them a little bit in the exhibitions, and just boom, super speedway, short track, street course that they chose. But yeah, they voted it. It could have been Sonoma, it could have been Mid-Ohio, but I'm stoked, Dalton. I voted for Chicago. We're going to Chicago street course next week. I can't wait. I love that track. I have a horse-sized trophy on my wall from that track, actually, Dalton. I think you were in that race. I think Alex Hillman was too. I'd love to remind him of that one, but that is a personal favorite of mine. I always tell people, if you like road course racing, you're gonna like this track, and they'll go, it's a street course. Yeah, I know, but it races, honestly, like, to me, like, more naturally than like a Mid-Ohio does, with all the elevation changes Mid-Ohio does, or has, I'm sorry. Just turn your 4-speed back down, drivers, because, oh my goodness, you will break your wrists. But I'm excited. Any final... you have a Logitech, Dalton. You'll be fine. Jack that stuff up to 100%. You'll be okay.
I also don't have like a direct drive wheel, so that I'm not.
Do you even know what a direct drive wheel feels like yet? Have you done one before?
No.
I just let Delgado use one for the first time this week.
And at this point, I am scared to find out.
I mean, also, the secret's out. You're the person I always tell when people are like, Zach, I need to get faster. Do I buy a Fantech? I'm like, are you better than Dalton Geyer? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. And you're on a Fantech. The Fantech. Like, not in the nice Fantech like Delgado has. Delgado has the new one that has like all the buttons on it. Honestly, it has more buttons on it than my Fantech does. You have like the Forza Fantech.
I have enough buttons. Okay.
For what you do have enough buttons. You do. And enough pedals as well, right? And
just the 3. Yep.
Just the 3. Tons of feedback in those. But hey, honestly, I mean, I forget who it was in PRL that beat our asses regularly on a Logitech wheel, but it's the driver, not the gear, boys.
Actually, no, I don't. Actually, I don't have enough pedals. Because tell me why I have only 3 pedals, but there are 4 directions.
Wait, what?
I only have 3 pedals, but there are 4 directions. Oh. So how does that, That's a reference to something that,
I'm gonna let you sit in that one.
Which is, why are there 5 pedals when there are only 4 directions? That's a. If you get it, you get it.
Korn references, Dalton. We're doing Korn references.
Well, I'll tell you what, Zach. Sometimes I cannot feel my face, and this is one of those times. So what do you say? Do we want to let these people go?
Yeah, I don't think these people want to single anymore. But one more reminder, guys. We've been scrolling through all the new designs for the DDIRL merch line. Pick that up on dailydriversinc.com. You see that address there on the bottom. And one more time, if you're watching this broadcast, you are a fan of this league, a subscriber to VRN, or a driver, do not pay full price. Use the discount code DDIRL, no spaces, all caps, and get 40% off any order on dailydriversinc.com. That's only to run until the end of July. And we'll also throw in a DDI gift pack with that. So make sure to check out dailydriversinc.com. We're so excited to be launching some merch for this league. Not very many leagues do that. We want to be different any way we can, hence the alligator right there. And I'm excited about that, Dalton. I'm excited about all the things coming to this league. And the surprises aren't over yet. We're going to be unveiling the prize for the Brickyard Crown Jewel soon. And I know how excited people are to be at Brickyard, Dalton. So I think the Crown Jewel prize is going to make a few people realize it's their time and want to get on the track and give that track a shot for, in my opinion, what's going to be the best prize I've ever seen in an iRacing race. Ever. I don't want to give away too much, but another amazing race, and really we haven't talked enough about it, Dalton. So the last thing I want to leave everybody here with, or the last thing I want us to talk about, 150 laps at New Iowa, the first time that the majority of these guys have ever raced on this configuration, this rescanned track, this more difficult version of the track, 0 cautions. I cannot put into words how nearly impossible that is. I'm not even exaggerating, man. Would you agree that there's like a 5% chance of that happening going to this thing?
Yeah, that's crazy. Word up.
I already did the word up thing.
Damn it.
Yeah, Jesus.
You know more Korn songs than me, so.
Unfortunately, man, I may own
well, you know
now
what?
CDs than you do.
Yeah, I just blind, you know.
Shut up. You can't just use single word ones now. Because I've been going through those as well.
Well, hey, take a look in the mirror, buddy.
I did Thoughtless earlier and you didn't like it.
I'll tell you what, that one went over my head because once again, I'm such a fake Korn fan. That's okay.
Oh my god.
Life is peachy.
Shut up. We're gonna do a Limp Bizkit race one day. I don't know what's gonna be called, but I'm gonna show you up so hard on that one. We'll do it off the Mickey.
The Rollin' 150 or something.
Hands up, hands down. What you gonna do now? I can't wait for that one.
Yeah. All right, partner.
Oh god. Okay, we just all the broadcasts are gonna end up devolving to this at the end. Let's let these people go home. They're probably all tuned out by now anyway. I apologize for everything that me and Dalton just did. But thank you guys all for tuning in. Amazing race. We're going street racing next week. It's gonna be a crazy one. I'm expecting a similar size field, Dalton. This was the week we were worried about. This was 4th of July week. I'm expecting a lot of drivers. It's going to be a good opportunity to collect points. I'm excited about that one. For the drivers watching, we will be hosting some practice sessions. Maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. We'll see what works best for you guys. But we'll make sure everyone comes prepared. We'll be ready to put on a show at Chicago. Love that track. And man, for the broadcast itself, as picturesque as it gets, Dalton. I can't wait to be in the booth with you for that one. But that's next week. This was this week. All the congratulations in the world to Mr. Colton Easterday collecting his first DDIRL win. 3 races, 3 wins. And if we want to be honest, Dalton, we got 8 races and 8 winners. Oh my goodness. Parody. And next week, who knows what's going to happen when we kick it up a whole nother notch and see how good these guys are turning right, because they're gonna have to be, because we're doing the same thing in the chase at Watkins Glen. So this will be a ultra important race next week at Chicago. But thank you guys all so much for joining us for the DDIRL Korn 150. I want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors: Vortex Racing Network, Salmon Amateur Stores, Tuner Squad, Daily Drivers Inc., KK Woodscapes, Chantilly Lace, and everybody else who makes this league possible for us. Check out dailydriversinc.com for your new DDIRL merch. Use the code DDIRL to get 40% off your order and some free gifts along with your shipment. We thank you all for joining us for an incredible race here at Iowa, and we'll see